¿Cómo estás, mi amores?
Hi everyone, come with us today to discover the magic of
Morelia in the state of Michoacan, Mexico.
Mexico magic. Discover the magic of. You're meant to say it.
No, you're saying
You're
it.
saying. Ripa, ripa. This is a non-traditional dance.
Yeah, it's not at all.
The new version of Overboard, the guy has a tattoo on his butt cheek of Speedy Gonzales.
No way.
And he's like really proud of it.
That's the ultimate tattoo on the butt cheek.
You have a tattoo of a cartoon mouse on your right butt cheek.
Hi everyone, we are taking you to Mexico. We're not doing a lot of traveling right now, so we're going to travel from our lounge rooms.
Yep.
And we're taking you to Mexico. Again, from a dumb gringo's perspective.
Always from a dumb gringo's perspective.
Nacho man, yeah. I've got to be a nacho man. Got to be.
But that's because we grew up only hearing about like Speedy Gonzales and the Three Amigos.
The Three Amigos!
To be fair though, like I visited America when I was 8 years old and I went to school for the day as like
What?
the fun
The-
trivia for the day of the school.
What
We
the,
got the exhibition.
the Aussie blonde girl
Yeah.
going to the zoo?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that. And I went to school and like I was a bit of like there was no Google back then and there was no was there even internet?
I don't think so.
I don't think there was internet. So like you guys, you Americans, you knew nothing. I had people coming up to me and saying, "Do you ride a kangaroo to school?" And
No.
I was like, "Yeah, don't you?" Then I came to America when I was 16 again to visit, and I was in Arizona, I think, and I went to school again for the day.
That's what Australians do when they come to the US.
Just go to school for the
Go
day.
to school for the day.
Yeah, the questions got worse. Like one person came up to me and said, "Do you have music in Australia?" And,
Oh, brother.
and I was
come on.
like, "Just the didgeridoo."
I think it's hilarious. Go on.
Anyway,
Get to the point, girl. Get to the
I
point.
had, but you were
to the
talking over
point.
me.
Kidding
So
me.
when I was 8, I was like, "Do you know what petrol is?" And they were like, "No." And I was like, "I'm not going to tell you."
Really? I can't see that from you. I couldn't imagine that you would be a little smart aleck girl like that.
Are you being serious or are you being mean?
No, I'm being completely serious.
You are not. Shut up.
Are we getting back on topic yet?
As Australians going to Mexico, we knew nothing. And if you would like to laugh at us some more, please feel free to check out our other humiliating videos of Mexico. But today we are taking you to Morelia. Okay, we say Morelia,
Morelia.
but it doesn't sound cool. So my Mexican friends say it like
Morelia.
Morelia, and it sounds like really exotic.
It does. And it was because of them that our experience in Morelia was so amazing, right?
So today we're going to take you on an adventure to Morelia.
Oh, nice. Say that again.
Morelia.
Again. Oh, Mufasa. Say it again.
Mufasa. Do it again. Mufasa. Mufasa, Mufasa, Mufasa.
Morelia is the most Spanish city in Mexico.
That's what they say.
It's famous for its colonial architecture. I actually, when we were walking around the town, I was like, I feel like I'm in Europe.
It was. You
Yeah.
felt like you were in Spain.
You don't normally feel like that in Mexico.
No. I mean, San Miguel de Allende is a bit like that, but Morelia was very Spanish.
No, I never was in San Miguel thinking, I feel like I'm in Europe. Like that.
That's true. You're true.
Yeah,
That's true.
Morelia was really impressive. Like the architecture was beautiful, and there were fountains and like a town square and this amazing cathedral, and walking all around the city are people dressed up.
It's very true. Now, you'd think that when we visited Morelia, that's what we'd do first. But we
You
didn't.
said Morelia. We visited Morelia.
So you'd think that we would visit Morelia and go to all these touristy things first, but we didn't. When we arrived there, the first thing we did, like any good tourist in a Mexican Spanish city, we found tacos el pastor.
And they eat this other gross stuff. Like, the food in Mexico is always amazing, with a few exceptions.
What did they eat that was gross? Pigs.
Chicharron!
Chicharron.
It's the grossest thing ever!
Something like that.
I'm sorry, Mexicans. We love your food, except, like pig fat
I got
whining
it,
stuff.
I got it when I went to a football game, and I went to see a soccer game.
Pause. The football game story is the best. We're saving it for last.
I'm not talking about the soccer game. I'm talking
Are
about
you-
the chicharron I ate at the soccer game. Cry out loud, girl.
We're not doing this again.
I just wanted to say
Wait, I'm
I
like
had
picking-
chicharron as my wife picked her eyes.
I can't see. I'm crying. Okay.
We had chicharrons at the soccer game. That's all I was going to say. I wasn't going to talk about the soccer game.
Why
Heaven
not?
forbid.
Was that in Morelia?
Yeah.
Well, you have to talk about it.
But you wanted me to do it last.
Yes, I did.
One of the first places that we went to in Morelia was the Museo Dulce. Hang on.
He's reading it. We don't remember it.
Museo del Dulce de la Calle Real. How's that? Good?
Wonderful.
In other words, it's just like an old candy store in the middle of the main street of Morelia. This candy store originated from the 1840s. So it's one of the oldest candy makers in all of Mexico. Is that pretty amazing?
Yeah, and we were in like full-on world school mode. So
Yeah.
we're like, we're going to learn and experience and touch everything, and it's going to like blow our kids' minds. And so we went on this candy tour. Yeah, where they show you how they make the candy, and it's this special candy. Tell them about the candy.
Well, one of their most famous candies is made from a quince paste, and they use fresh quince, and they pound it all down. And in when they first did this, they try their best to create recipes, bring back recipes, resurrect recipes from pre-colonial days. So pre-Spanish. So we're talking where there was no sugar, it was honey, or it was, that bitter chocolate that they got from Guatemala and Central America. Nowadays, they don't do that. They sort of
copy the old recipes.
They do use that, but this very famous one with the quince, it was like a quince. It wasn't really taffy, it was like a fruit leather, and it was amazing.
But we did hit, like, there is a downside of world schooling, because we're ready to learn about everything, and it's all in Spanish.
Yeah. But we had interpreters.
They were terrible interpreters.
No offense, guys.
So
No offense to our friends.
all the information we just gave you, we know because we Googled it, not because we went on the tour. The tour was like really cool, and we visually saw things, but as far as like world scholars go learning stuff, when it's all in a foreign language,
It can be difficult. But they did give us some great brochures, and I was actually reading some things to the kids as we went round. They took us through a tour of how they make their traditional quince candy, and it was really awesome. You got to see how they did it traditionally way back in the 1800s. They still try to use very similar methods these days, which is very cool.
dressing up is like a theme of Morelia, which is probably why I liked it. So the candy shop, you can dress up at the candy shop in like really old-fashioned gear. And so as a family activity, we went to this candy shop and we all got dressed up from head to toe in these like full-on old-fashioned
Old
get-ups.
stuff. There was a lot of us too.
Yeah, there was like, well, there's 7 of us.
And then there was 5 of the
them.
others, and we all had these great
And they
photos.
had some friends with them too. So we had lots of people. Yeah. And like we were determined to do a photo where no one smiled. Like everyone was like this, ready?
Deadpan. It's harder than actually getting everyone to smile.
It was.
It really is.
How about a smile for me, huh?
A smile?
If we have any really gung-ho viewers out there, if you would like to challenge yourself to take a photo where everyone's doing this, we would love to see it.
I'd love to see it.
Dress up. Bonus points if you dress up. We will take you now on a walking tour.
Yeah, and that was a cool thing. Like, you don't really need to book the walking tour. You just need to be on the main street, and there are people there trying to sell you the walking tour that goes the night ghost walking tour. Very easy to book. Really, we did that straight on the main street when we arrived. And we rocked up later on that afternoon and were part of it. It was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, we left the kids home. We had them babysat and we went out, just the adults, on this night walking tour. Now, that is the kind of thing that I love. Like, I love stories and I love getting out in a new place and experiencing it and dressing up. Well, I didn't dress up, but other people did. And I understood nothing.
Yeah. It was hard. I remember one point we went into like a little theatre. It was like a little theatre type thing. And there's Skyler and I and our friends, so Skyler's friend Rocio and my friend George were there, and they're whispering in our ears.
Yeah, so George was translating for you. I'll tell you what my translation was like.
Yeah, here goes.
So
this was Rocio's translation.
My friend's translating and she's like, something about... Oh, it's way funnier in Spanish. And then she kept laughing and I was just like, awesome.
Now, my translation was interesting because I'm not used to grown men whispering deeply into my ear. So I had my
You're a little bit like...
my friend George was very close to my ear, whispering sweet nothings into there and translating. He was actually quite a good translator, but I think I was more distracted by his husky voice in my ear.
So we are out there traveling the world and understanding barely anything.
Yeah, but
If you would like to travel like us,
you become you sense things even if you don't understand them. You make up your own story. I made up my own story of the ghost
too
tour.
can go to shows around the world and sense what's going on.
I took my son. We went to a football game. It was Guadalajara versus the Morelia Monarchs, as in the Butterflies. Can you believe only in Mexico could you call your soccer team the Butterflies?
The butterflies. I
It's
don't
amazing.
think that...
It just wouldn't go down in Australia. I don't know why. It just wouldn't.
It's because it's not a manly
Not particularly.
creature. It's
So the Morelia Monarcos. And anyway, we went there and it was
but the
unlike
hang on, wait.
the monarch butterfly.
The monarch butterflies are like the manliest of butterflies.
Still, just saying. But any concern for how manly this game was going to be soon was washed away as we went inside the stadium. I've never experienced so much machoism in my life. It was awesome. So we're talking. People are yelling at each other, and people are yelling at the players, and they're throwing stuff at the players, and every time the guy went to do a goal kick, they'd all yell at him. The whole stadium...
Don't tell them what word, just tell them
I
a
won't.
swear word.
They would all together yell out an obscenity to
Like,
the
they'd
poor
go,
goalkeeper.
"Hey!"
Hey!
Swear word!
Obscenity.
Like, it's apparently this terrible word, but the whole stadium was chanting it
I
and
know.
screaming it. And they got home and they like... Ross and George and Levi were telling us about it, and my friend Rocio was like, "That's a really bad word. You shouldn't be saying that." I have a story to tell about like safety in Mexico. So that's often a concern of friends of ours when they hear that we've been to Mexico. And our experience in Mexico was like awesome. Like we didn't have anything negative really.
Well, we
Except
never
chicharrones.
really...
That was negative. But as far as safety wise, it was fine. We didn't drive around at night.
We
or
didn't drive
anything,
around at night, which
yeah.
always is helpful.
Anyway, but when we were there, it was a beautiful, amazing place. One afternoon, my friend and I went to a market, my favourite place ever, and we stayed way longer than we planned. And it got dark, and we were like coming out of the market, and there was this beautiful building, like a hotel, but it was gorgeous, and we could tell it was really historical. And so we went into the foyer to have a look around, and this guy came up and he goes, "Hey ladies, do you want me to show you something special?" And my friend was like, "Sure." And I was like, well, she was the Mexican, so I was like, normally I would be like, "No, thank you."
What would you deem as special, man?
Yeah. So I was following her lead because it's not my country and I don't know anything about safety and stuff. So I was following her, and he took us down this like dark corridor.
You didn't.
And then into an elevator. And so we were the only ones in the elevator, and I was like, oh my gosh, he could like mug at least one of us. In the time it takes to get to like, we went to like the top with the roof, so we're going up and up and up, and I was like edging away, giving him a look like, don't you dare, I might know kung fu. Like, anyway, we get to the top, and he takes us out to this like deserted rooftop.
To what? To see the sights?
To see a view and to see some parts of the building he was blabbering on about. Oh, and this wall, blah, 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 blah. And my friend was like, oh, this is great, and like follow him around. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's no one around, we're gonna die.
And what happened? You obviously didn't die.
No, we didn't die, but like,
Did he ask for some tips?
I was seriously afraid he was going to attack us. Like,
Really? I don't know if we want to put this in our YouTube channel.
this is what
That's
not
a terrible
to do
story.
in foreign countries. Anyway, he ended up
Don't go in elevators with foreign men.
who offered to show you something special. don't do.
Just don't do that.
Anyway,
I
so
just
we
gotta say, that's really dumb.
I know it is, and I feel dumb about it. But it's my friend's fault because I was following her. So I came out of that experience and we sat down and had a drink at a cafe, and then I was like, I feel like that might have been the dumbest thing I've ever done in my life. Do you realise we could have been mugged and raped and killed? And she was like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to put this in the channel.
Okay, bye everyone. It got dark while Ross was waffling on about like
waffling.
who knows what.
You were crapping on about your time as an Australian visiting America all the time.
Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time and take you to more countries
Exotic.
and show you the weird and wonderful things. Bye.
Bye.
Hang on.
No, mine is. Sorry, guys, my brother from Australia calling. Hang on, he's going to be
No,
on.
you can't.
Hold on. Hey, Andrew, how you going, brother? Hey,
Can we call you back in like...
we're filming a YouTube episode right now. Smile at the camera. See? Say, g'day, guys.
How you doing?